What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Echocalypse video. So you guys can see I am not, as a matter of fact, on the global version. I am on the C version, and today we're going to talk about the next two upcoming banners if they're following the version with the same banner drop rate. So far they have been. So far it's been pretty similar, but the drop rate of these banners have been a lot quicker. So we know Levia is out. The next video I make is going to be a guide on how to use her properly. As a free-to-play player, I'm just about to finish stage 60, then move on to 61. And I'm pretty proud of that considering I have not spent a penny, and my team is comprised of 2 support, 1 control, and 3 DPS. So it's been working out really, really well for me. I'm going to put that together. But today what I want to talk about, guys, is who you're going to expect in the next 2 banners and what they're all about. Now, one of them is going to be a big part of the burn team you plan to use, and the second part is going to be the next major big DPS to come out for the global version. So let's go through both of these, and then we're going to talk about them. And then also, as I continue to do this and I see the pattern is the same, I'll continue showing you guys what to expect in terms of the units. We'll go over their kits and how they're going to be in global versus here. That, of course, may change, but I'll at least explain to you how they're used in C and what they're all about, so you guys at least have a general sense of who it is, what to expect, if they're good for you or not, and whether you want to summon for them. Okay, so first off, the first one is going to be Griff. Let me just find Griff. Where is Griff? There he is, or there she is. Sorry, I said him. So there's Griff. So Griff is a burn ignition type unit. And we're going to talk a little bit here about what Griff does. Now, if you're building a burn team, Griff is going to be an integral part of that team, especially on global because you don't have that many burn units, and Griff plays a big role for burn teams. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, active. So deals 100 magic damage to a single enemy. Pretty straightforward, but if you get to 2 stars, you have yourself a chance at 15% to inflict burn for 2 rounds, which will of course help units out like Payneblade, Rayon, etc. Right? So very important there for a burn team. If you get to 4 stars, you get yourself 30% chance to burn with just the active skill. So keep that in mind. Pretty important there. Now for the special, Griff uses all her magic attack. So it is a magic attack unit dealing 238% damage to a single row of enemies. For each additional target with burn, skill damage is increased by 6%. So again, see the benefit of burn here also plays a pretty big role. So not only is she helping burn teams, but she also benefits from burn damage as well too. And as you increase this, you can see here the burn damage doesn't go up, or the skill damage doesn't go up, but the actual amount damage does go up. And then as you go to 3 stars, that changes. The skill damage goes to 9%. If the targets are afflicted with burn, there's also a 30% chance to trigger ignition. Okay, so that keeps going. As you can see here, 60% chance, 12% damage. Of course, this increases 5 star, 6 star, and then, of course, the last 7 star, 80% chance to do ignition. Skill damage is 16% and 318% to a single row of enemies. So the row doesn't change. It is still only affecting a row of enemies, which kind of sucks. It's not an AoE, but you have enough AoE fire damage dealers like Rayon to help out with that, right? And then right here, you guys can see Griff focuses her magic on the surface of her body. When she's attacked, there's a 30% chance to inflict burn on 1 random enemy for 2 rounds, up to two times per round. So this is a great way to keep burn on people. 30% chance is actually a pretty decent chance, and that will increase as you go up in tiers, up to 50%, depending on if you can get it to tier 6 or not. So pretty important there, guys. Links, you're going to need to have Korean, Pharentia, Nephthys, Rayon, and then Rayon, of course. Okay, so very important. So this is going to be a unit that you definitely want on your burn team if you're planning to use a burn team going forward. All right, so I think we've covered Griff pretty well. Let's go up to the next unit that's coming after Griff. Now, this is a unit that a lot of people are going to be waiting for, and that's Chaha. You can see here on the C version, the trait is back to life, so she's kind of a support here. She actually is a support. So we're going to talk a little bit about what the support does and what makes her special. Okay, so first off, Demonic Edge deals magic damage of 88% attack to a single enemy row and decreases the target's armor and resistance by 10% for 2 rounds. This will increase as you go up in stars, all the way up to 20% with 4 stars of having her. First off, I have to admit, she looks amazing, and the fact that she's a fox already makes me want to have her. And then, of course, we have the special here. So this is kind of cool. Grants a shield of 170% attack to 3 allies with the lowest HP. So nothing changes there in regards to shielding, but the difference is it's based off of attack versus someone like Pan, where it's based off of max HP. As you go up in the shield here, in the dupes, unlocking at 3 stars, you increase the shield when she owns Tails, the shield effect is increased by 20%. Now, we'll talk more about Tails in the passive. When you go up to 5 stars, she grants a shield of 197% to 3 allies with the lowest attack. When she owns Tails, the shield is increased by 30%, which is huge. and then additionally grants Vulpin protection to the targets lasting for 2 rounds. Now this is where it gets crazy. Vulpin protection blocks the damage taken from active attacks and absorbs damage of 20% max HP. The damage absorbed will be applied evenly to the surviving enemies in the next attack. And then as you keep going up here, you can see here the shield keeps increasing. A Vulpin attacks keeps being applied. If you can get it all the way to 7 stars, which is what whales are going to try to do anyways. Again, this is for whale territory. So it is 3 allies. The shield is increased by 50%, which is crazy. And then Vulpin protection blocks the damage taken from active attacks and absorbs the damage of 50% max HP. The damage absorbed will be applied evenly to the surviving members in the next attack. So insane support unit. If you're looking for the best shielder probably coming up, she's going to be it. So here's what Tails does. Within the 9 tails of the fox resides 9 souls. At the start of the battle, Chaha owns 3 tails. If she owns any tails when an ally's HP, when an ally's HP falls below 50%, she uses 1 tail and brings her ally's HP back to 60%, up to 3 times per round. If she owns any tails when an ally retreats, she uses all of her tails to revive the ally and restore 30% of their target. So you have yourself a revive unit and a healing unit and a shielding unit all in one. So this is going to be a massive, massive unit for support, right? So for those who are using like Pan, you continue using her as a shielder, obviously. Those are using Vivi, obviously you continue using her as a shielder as well. But Chaha, I think, is a big unit that a lot of folks are waiting for. Now, for links, you're going to need Stara, you're going to need Curry, which I don't think we have currently anyways, Dorothy, which we don't have either, and Rayon and Shiyu. So these 2 here, of course, well, I mean, Shiyu you can pull normally. Rayon, of course, is pay to win. So this, and then Chaha, of course, having her. I think the problem here is a lot of these units aren't out. And as you saw with Levia, you can get units that are not out and still have the unit there, right? And the reason why that affects obviously anything is in the complex, you can see the characters' organizational chart, and if they are not part of the organizational chart or they don't have the units in their organizational chart, they miss out on a very important thing, which is the passive skills for Bond. So those are the 2 units that I believe are coming out next. If we're following the same pattern, if anything changes, of course, I'll come back in here and give you guys the breakdown of the units, which I think is really important to do. But for now, those are the 2 to look forward to. So again, if you are running a fire or burn team, then Griff is the way to go, just to fill up some of those gaps for a burn team. And then Chaha, of course, is going to be an essential support unit for all players and their accounts. So there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.